Hey there, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Vince. I'm going to go ahead and do a Eagles 2016 season recap. We're going to kick this off with some 2016 season stats offensively. Uh, Carson Wentz finished with 3,782 yards, 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Jordan Matthews, he finished with 73 receptions, 804 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Next up, our tight end, Zach Ertz. 78 receptions, 816 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And our running back that got most of the carries. He finished with just a second here. Ryan Matthews finished with 155 carries for 661 yards and 8 touchdowns. Right, those are offensive stats, and I can go ahead and go through some quick stats real quick. Like Jordan Hicks has 5 picks on the year. You know, he had a fantastic year. I can't believe that he had that many interceptions as a linebacker in his only second season. So that's pretty good. Expect a lot from this guy in the next few years. He's a real good linebacker. He's good at coverage. Right. So next up here, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some possible trades. I was thinking, what if we would go ahead and trade Ryan Matthews? So say we trade Ryan Matthews, and then a lot of people are saying this is impossible or he's not going to fall to us, but draft Dalvin Cook. Go look at that guy's stats. He is a tremendous beast. Like, just go look at his stats. Just the way his cuts, the way his ability to shred tackles. Obviously, yeah, that is college football. It's a big difference to the NFL. I get that, but this guy, he's one of the top projected running backs in the 2017 draft this year. So, drafting him would help our offense. Imagine having a first round quarterback and a first round running back going into the 2017 season. Carson Wentz, Dalvin Cook. Yeah, those are two pretty good football players there. I would say to draft Dalvin Cook. A lot of people say he will not fall to us. He's going to go in the earlier rounds above us. So they say that a lot of people want us to draft a wide receiver or corner. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't agree with us drafting a wide receiver, but maybe a corner. Wide receiver wise, okay, so we have Carson Wentz as our quarterback. I say trade Ryan Matthews, sign Dalvin Cook. I mean, not sign, draft Dalvin Cook if we are able to. Sign Terrell Pryor. So have Jordan Matthews, the inside receiver, have DGB on one of the outsides, and then on the other outside you have Terrell Pryor. Then your backfield you have Dalvin Cook along with Carson Wentz. That would be a pretty beastly offense. So yeah, that's like my little projected draft pick. You guys always asking me that, so I went ahead and did some research. And I like the guy Dalvin Cook. We do need a halfback. We need a star halfback. We have a few young halfbacks as Wendell Smallwood and Kenyon Barner, but we need a first round halfback. That'd be tremendous for us. Okay, so next up we're gonna go ahead and go to Darren Sproles. So Darren Sproles, he's obviously an all-purpose back, as they like to call him, and I do agree with that. He's a switchblade. You can use him as a halfback. You can use him as a receiver. You can use him as a kick returner, punt returner. Anything you want to use Darren Sproles, he's capable of doing. The sad thing is, after the 2017 season is over, Darren Sproles there's been some talks about Darren Sproles retiring. So, yeah, he's possibly going to retire. So, yeah, Darren Sproles is possibly going to retire. And, it's just going to be sad to see him go. He spent a few years with us, and those few years he helped us win a lot of games, He kickstarted a few games for us to end up winning. It's going to be sad to see him go. It's going to be hard to see who's going to take his place. I would, if we keep Wendell Smallwood, I say Wendell Smallwood would, I don't want to say live up to our expectations, but I say he would, he would be sort of like Darren Sproles. He has the speed as Darren Sproles. So, yeah, possibly Wendell Smallwood. All right. And next here I want to talk about just like the whole season in general. So we finished 7-9, obviously. We could have made the playoffs. Yeah, we could have if we tried hard enough. It's not exactly that not trying hard enough. I think our team tried. It's just we let those games slip away. For example, the Lions game, we lost by 1 point. That Ryan Matthews fumble. I'm not gonna say it was Ryan Matthews' fault. I believe that the ball should have been, the fumble should have been ruled out of bounds since one of our linemen, I can't remember exactly who it was. It might have been Jason Kelsey, but I remember he touched the football with his leg and half his body went out of bounds. So that should have counted as a ball going out of bounds. But no, instead the NFL referees wanted to rule out Lions ball. Next up here, we got the Redskins game. October 16th, we lost by 7 points, a touchdown. That was a very winnable game. All right. Say if we would have just got an extra touchdown on those two games, we would be 5-0. Vikings, we obviously beat them 21-10. Next, Cowboys, we lost them by 6 points. 6 points, people. Giants, we lost them by 5. Falcons, we beat them. Seahawks, we lost them by 11. A score of 26-15. Packers, we lost by them by 2 touchdowns. Bengals, we lost to them by 18 points. The Redskins again, we lost to them by 5. So, Ravens, we lost to them by 1 point, of course, on the Doug Peterson going for 2, and I do agree with that call. I like his aggressiveness. In the NFL, it's hard to find an aggressive coach. I'm happy that we have an aggressive coach, Like, say, for example, say it's 4th and 1. There's going to be 50% of fans that want to go for it, 50% that want the coach to punt it. With the 50% that want the coach to go for it. So in that point, 4th and 1, most coaches are going to punt it. Doug Peterson, you already know he has that aggressiveness. He's going to want to go for it, and I like that in the coach. It really helps out when wanting to win games. It just shows like how much he wants to win games, how aggressive he is. All right, I'm getting off track here, but yeah. So we only lost 1, 2, 3 games by more than a touchdown. Think of it. If we would have scored one more touchdown in all of our games, we'd be sitting at 13-3 in the playoffs, possibly. Not possibly, we would be in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal there. That's why I say we should draft the first round. Dalvin Cook. It'll take some weight off Carson Wentz's shoulders to know that he has a reliable running back there with him. I'm not saying Ryan Matthews is not reliable. He is reliable, but then again, he does have problems fumbling the ball. So, that's that. Next, what do I want to talk about? That's just about it. What I want to talk about, that's a little season recap. Fun fact: the Cowboys lost to the Packers. Another fun fact: the Packers lost to the Falcons. But yeah, that's it. Cowboys are out of the playoffs, and let me say something to the Cowboy fans. I don't know if any Cowboy fans are going to watch this. I hope you guys don't watch this, but if you do, you guys need to shut your mouth. You made it to the playoffs. You lost. What's the point of making it to the playoffs if you guys are going to lose? I got all these Cowboy fans saying, well, at least we made it to the playoffs. At least we made it to the playoffs. I'm like, what's the point of making it to the playoffs if you're just going to lose your first game? Just like I say, raindrop dropped up. Cowboys lost their first game in the playoffs. It makes no sense making it to the playoffs just to lose your first game in there. Dak Prescott looked scared. He looked dumbfounded. He didn't know what to do. Ezekiel Elliott, they locked him up. They sure locked him up. The Packers locked him up like nothing, So, I think Tony Romo was hiding under Dak Prescott this time. He choked in the playoffs. That's what the Cowboys do, though. They choke in the playoffs, Last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, boy, that was in '96. I wasn't even born. Heck, 85% of the Cowboys fan base was not even born. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I'm going to go ahead and update you guys throughout the season with signings. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I'm just scattering all around today. But Jason Kelsey's, there's been in the talks that the Philadelphia Eagles are looking to trade Jason Kelsey, our starting center. And, I don't know how I feel about this. If we could possibly trade him, I'm not exactly too sure for what. The Browns need a center, so possibly some draft picks there. I don't know how that's going to work out, but yeah. And people are saying that we're going to sign Brandon Marshall. I don't know how I feel about that. Brandon Marshall, I don't know how I feel about him. There's also been some talks that the Eagles are going to hire Mike Graw, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, excuse me, as our wide receivers coach. It looks like that would be a pretty good move. Let me see some other news here. Yeah, we also recently signed. What was his name? I forgot. He was a player for the Dolphins. We signed him to a future contract. Just a second. Let me get his name. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but we signed him recently to a future contract. He was a player for the Dolphins. Yeah, I should have had this written down, but I didn't. I need to start planning for these episodes. I just like doing these episodes off the top. You know, just keep it free. I don't want to plan everything. Also, another thing, crazy. Taylor Hart, our defensive tackle, has switched to offensive tackle. I doubt that he's going to make the 53-man roster anyway, but we we did switch him to offensive tackle for whatever reason. I'm not too sure. But okay, so the offensive guard we signed was Josh Lee Rebius to a future contract. We signed him Wednesday. Yeah. But anyways, that's it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and go check out my Instagram channel, or I mean my Instagram account. It's Philadelphia Eagles _CA, same as my channel name. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment below what the next video I should do on. Like, do you guys want me to do like a full draft, whatever, mock draft? I don't know. Peace.